Alright folks, welcome to an Italy mirror on Saxony between Camoka and FitzBro. And we're here in the qualifier one for the Kings of the Old World tournament. The biggest tournament of 2022 it seems. $6 grand prize pool. And yeah, both our players picking Italy this game. So I'm not too sure of the result in game one actually. I happened to miss the tournament. We're casting this live actually, and thank you for tuning in. So FitzBro going for an early market, so is Camoka. So they'll be wanting to get hunting dogs, I suppose. Camoka actually getting great coat ASAP. Interesting pick. FitzBro doing the same. So I suppose if you fit it in now, you don't slow down your age 2 eco techs once you do age up, if you're going to be continuously getting them early on. In fact, Camoka's going all out and going to get blunderbuss and hunting dogs. That's an awful lot of techs out of the market. We get every eco tech, is he? FitzBro, Gangsaw and blunderbuss. So Camoka gonna go for a cheeky Gangsaw this early on. FitzBro's taking the lead on the eco techs for the moment. So for now we're not really seeing much of a difference in their builds. Like he's got that unfinished house he's deciding to keep gathering through for first. And he is going to go for Gangsaw before he even ages up here. So the architect being used to get up the trading post in both players' cases. So pretty identical in terms of the play here. Ooh. Except FitzBro's now snuck in another trading post, while Camoka for now doesn't really have the wood to go for another one. So we got that first one. So Camoka trying to pinch a treasure with FitzBro doing the same. A little bit of wood for a little bit of gold. Camoka still has this unfinished house. I mean, he could always have cancelled it and just gone for the trading post already. Because FitzBro will be starting to rake in the XP over him. I mean, it's 74 XP. I'll take for those trading posts. But Camoka does have a bit more in the bank as they're heading into the, I was going to say feudal age, the commerce age. Could have actually said colonial age. Triggered. So will the explorers bump uglies or not? Bit of a risky fight to take there, Camoka. Yours is a bit lower. We're going for the outpost. And is he just going to work towards a quick fortress age? I think possibly. FitzBro perhaps doing the same. Well, FitzBro wants to look at trying to take this off Camoka, who's playing a bit too conservatively with his outpost. If he had this one here over at his trading post, to be able to at least deny this from happening. Because if FitzBro takes this, he'll be up the 3 trading posts. He'll be able to actually upgrade them to get the faster XP gen or access to resource trickle. So both our players just taking the treasures right now. Don't know if that was even worth it because the wolves are so easy to kill. And he really probably should pick that up considering it's 85 XP. You know, it's make or break there. And his opponent steals it, then it could be really quite drastic. But FitzBro really wants to focus on the trading post first. There we go, he's realised he's got to grab the treasure that he works so hard to get. Right now he's really putting a smackdown on Camoka. He needs to come up with something to push out and deal with this. So FitzBro, 3 trade centers, oh sorry, 2 trade posts, and he's going to destroy one of Camoka. Is going to be free to take it. It'll be under a tower, so why wouldn't you at this point? Because he's not really beelining Fortress Age at all, while Camoka is. But in saying that, Camoka might be able to go for some siege behind this, get some falconets. That's a good number of musks there for FitzBro now. Camoka's got a few, but nowhere near as many. So FitzBro going to try his luck at taking down the tower and forcing Camoka to engage. Ooh, good number of musks there for Camoka actually. FitzBro has 14, Camoka has 10, so he's actually not too far behind. But Crabat, really nice unit to have in the mix here, going to be able to help take down the outpost. And some Chavone, is it? Is that how you say it? Like a age 2 mercenary, wait, not mercenary, so age 2 bloody Italian only skirmisher. Is that how they sort of work? But Camoka caught hot on his heels now. He does have falconets, but FitzBro's going to see if he can snipe them, because if he can pick them off, then, you know, Camoka doesn't really have a lot to defend here. Got a 1 barracks production of his own. So both of the falconets going down now. So Camoka's going to have to rely on shipping more or getting a foundry, I mean, sorry, yeah, a foundry down behind this. Have to pull everything back to keep it alive here. Oh, that's a nice shipment of musks though. Or Pavisia, Italian crossbowman. A bit tankier than the regular crossbowman. Quite a good unit to have against these vet musks. Just bearing in mind, FitzBro been fighting with regular musks, so he's a little bit down in terms of stats in these fights. So Camoka able to actually turn around well in that fight. Even though he lost all his falconets, but for the time being, it means he doesn't really get any chance to shove and take out the tower and the barracks and houses, or try and snipe one of these trading posts. So now FitzBro, he's got to work towards getting his Fortress Age, because eventually Camoka's just going to be able to out-tech him from here. But Camoka is down by 5 vils, 25 to 30 for FitzBro. But he has actually... Oh, let's say, has he got any eco-techs over his opponent? No, he doesn't. And being Italian, they get to access Circular Saw and age early. So FitzBro taking good advantage of the strong Italian commerce age, but in saying that, Camoka now creeping forward with the fortress, going to be able to defend all this, the hunt and the gold mine, this other hunt over here quite easily. Maybe try and clean this up and force FitzBro back home. He doesn't have a lot back home. Stable as well, added in for Camoka, while FitzBro, yeah, at this point has really just got the 2 barracks. He sort of possibly have this one all the way back here in anticipation of losing his front side barracks at the moment. So FitzBro, things have settled down a little bit for him, and he might be free to actually work towards Fortress now. So even though Camoka went for one so quickly, he's going to try and finish up these buildings. Did he throw these down for free and that's why he's just trying to use the architect to build them? And the architect is basically like the Roman engineer from AoE. Or Malta, they've got buildings that are reminiscent of Rus from AoE 4. The FitzBro going to go for a raid. He's got some Papal Lancers here. And it's going to be a bit harder to actually focus these guys down with a whole bunch of vills if there is only 2 or 3 of them, because they do deflect the damage onto one another, take things fairly evenly, so quite useful to have. It's like a health link ability that they've got, so rather than 700 health on any one of them, they've got basically 2100 health between them almost. Some of the damage splashing across there. But Camoka's now really shoving forward with everything he's got. Is a bunch of falconets up his sleeve now. Having that fortress means he can produce whatever he wants out of it, bearing in mind. Doesn't necessarily need to get an artillery foundry. Or get, you know, a stables or another barracks to produce more units when he doesn't want to be producing them. These lancers. Ooh, I don't know if they're going to be able to kill all the musks here. I mean, Camoka's about to have a bunch more musks defend this. Camoka's shoving forward into FitzBro's base. He's really wiped out the 2 barracks and all the houses in the middle. So FitzBro's now finding himself having to really defend on in his hometown for the first time in the game. And his raid is ultimately repelled here. So by the time he wipes out these musks, there'll be another 5 there to defend. He's going to try coming back, but he's going to run straight into the musketeers he was just fleeing from, and it looks like FitzBro is going to lose his initial town center here. His eco's looking great behind this. Like, I think he's still actually up in terms of vills. Oh no. Yeah, he is still up in terms of vills by 7, but he has lost his town center. So Camoka's keeping him hot on his heels. He's going to try to take out the market now. Force a fight. Plenty of falcons, but there is a lot of infantry here for FitzBro. So FitzBro is still stuck in the commerce age at the moment, while Camoka is still trying to whittle down his eco. Even the score on that front. FitzBro really did put a lot of pressure on him early and is, you know, maintain control of the 2 trading posts. So I wonder if Camoka might be best off sending just a couple of units to try and work away at those. Looks like FitzBro's starting base is basically being wiped out. He has got another town center now, and he's now really starting to slip behind Camoka. He has managed to mass everything up. He's brought everything together for his infantry. I think he might have lost his lancers in the end. He's got that one Stradiot keeping watch over here. This cheeky town center wants to have one last hurrah against his opponent now. FitzBro still does have a nice comp. I mean, if he does catch out a split force of Camokas, the infantry without the falconets or vice versa, he can make his way back, but he is still down quite significantly now. And Camoka has actually caught out the villagers trying to gather some gold over here, when he probably could have just gathered the gold at the start town center. So this is going to be tough for FitzBro. And great for Camoka. FitzBro's got to put his army back to defend here. Camoka just going to chill and try and wipe out this little expansion base off to the side here. Camoka's noticed that FitzBro just been adding some houses around this outpost he's been shipping some Pavicias from. He's going to be able to wipe this out. It's going to be a lot of wood down the drain for FitzBro now. He's going to have to take an engagement somewhere, because he is slowly just slipping behind now. He either needs to do that or get a really solid raid off on Camoka right now. So FitzBro sending everything into Camoka's base. He's going to try and go for like a base race or an eco race. The Pavicias, pretty tanky for a crossbowman. They're going to force Camoka to get out of here, I think. So I don't know if there'll be enough just to take down the fortress alone. And Camoka, bearing in mind, wiped out another bunch of houses. But this is a nice raid from FitzBro. He's sent the main bulk of his army to try and pick off all these settlers, while Camoka has everything at the other side of the map. So FitzBro pulled Camoka under 40 villages. Going to be able to snipe a couple of production buildings of his own, while Camoka heads back home. It's a really base racy sort of game. So Camoka gathering over here. I think this is fairly safe for the time being, because he's cleaned up so much over here. FitzBro having gone to fortress behind this somehow. I don't know where he fit that in, but he did. And he's managed to get Vet Musk and Vet Pavicia. Oh, that's a big hit there. Camoka getting a lot of infantry So almost nothing. Now Camoka chasing FitzBro back over the other side of the river. And now it's FitzBro's turn to make use of heavy falcons. Now that he's managed to squeeze in Fortress behind this. Though Camoka still does have the Falcon count advantage for now. And but Camoka's overrun things here. And I think he's got enough to win this fight overall. And yeah, now FitzBro, fairly minimal number of infantry left here. It's relying on shipments and on this double barracks production, but there's a lot of these hussars here as well to back this up, so Pavicias are going to be in a bit of trouble. So FitzBro, what's he going to be producing behind this? Is just got the double barracks production at this point. He's got a second town centre down somehow. Been impressive his economic management while it's such a deficit here, because he's managed to take Fortress Age and get a second town centre after having his whole base cleaned out here. But Camoka is streaming forward with a rather large force, and FitzBro 70 pop, Camoka at 115 at the moment, 45 vils to 33. It's rough for FitzBro. And so Camoka takes the game over FitzBro. GG.